But I want to play 10 topics, 10 minutes. Okay? You get 1 minute per topic, and there's 5 of them. Okay? I'll give you a statement. You chat away whether you agree
I
or
like
disagree.
it.
Nick,
Dad, you better go first.
Okay.
No, cool.
Yeah, we'll start with you, Jim. You ready on the buzzer there, Nick?
Yeah, let me just give it a test.
Yep.
Let's go.
Okay,
There
when
it
you
is.
yeah, that's good.
Now, Dad, it's only a minute, right?
know.
That needs about 5 minutes each one. We could do this for a whole 3-hour show.
It depends if I know anything about it.
Right, here we go. 10 topics, 10 minutes with PJ Roberts and his dad, Jim Roberts. Topic number 1, minute on the clock. Australia will never win a Football World Cup.
Oh, come on. I don't believe that. I think that if they embrace futsal as part of its training regime, and I'm sorry, I'm just crazy about futsal, I think we can. The other thing is that if they improve the administrative structure, I'm in Singapore now, but they'll find out about this, that they're trying hard, but I don't believe the administrative structure is up with the playing strength and the ability now. I think the players are world-class players. Now it's a challenge for the administration to lift to that level as well. I don't think I'll see it in my generation, but I would say that maybe PJ's lifetime or his children's lifetime, I think you'll find we may be there.
You can carry on with the subject before you hear the buzzer, Page, if you agree or disagree.
Oh, look, I mean, you've got to believe, haven't you? I mean, do you think England will ever win the World Cup again?
Yep.
Well, okay, there you go. So you've got to have that belief.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Dad, I think, summed it up nicely there. Will it be in his or my
Okay, next topic.
No.
Scrapping the S League, PJ. Scrapping the S League. Sorry, to cut you
Oh,
off,
so
but
it's,
the buzzer
it's
went.
1 minute together.
Yeah, 1
Oh,
minute.
right. Gotcha.
Right,
I
scrapping
understand
the
that.
S League is the best thing to do for Singapore football.
Disagree. Whether you
I
call
do
it the
too.
S League or you call it a Singapore national competition, I think you need to have a top tier competition, whether it's professional or semi-professional, where you can argue either way. But I think you need to have a competition here. I think kids out in Tampines or Badok or Geelong, instead of sitting at home on playing PlayStation and watching, well, you can't watch La Liga, watching Bundesliga or Premier League, watching their favourite teams. Look, that's, for the most part, it's completely unrealistic. They need to be striving to want to play with one of these S League clubs.
If
so
you
have to
haven't
keep
got a
it.
pathway for junior players, and you attempt this business of trying to play in other regions or things like that, I think you lose your identity. But you have to try and strike some sort of balance. They've done that in Australia. You know, the A League now is attracting 30,000 people to a game. Going back 5 years ago, that was unheard of. And I think that's good. That's good for the game as well.
Next subject.
Good
Playing
timing,
10 topics, 10 minutes with PJ Roberts and Jim Roberts. PJ, the ASEAN Super League is a waste of time.
I don't think it's a waste of time. Theoretically, it makes complete sense. An ASEAN Super League is about engaging the Southeast Asian region. There's 12 countries in that. You exclude Australia, it's 11. When we look at the success, say, for example, of the Suzuki Cup, that is outstandingly successful on a number of different areas. The ratings for that will outweigh a Manchester United-Liverpool game in the Premier League. So what you're trying to do is take a biennial tournament, which is the Suzuki Cup, which is played once every 2 years, and you're trying to create that same concept to have it on a more regular basis. It would be an absolute dream to have the best players from each of these countries dispersed around 1 or 2 teams in each of these countries, playing on a regular basis, massively engaging. You look at the success, say for example on a slightly different way of, say, the Tri-Nations or the Rugby Championship now in Rugby Union. You look at, say, the Super 15, which is now the Super 18 in Rugby Union. It's the same concept.
Playing 10 topics, 10 minutes with PJ Roberts.
It's a little bit more difficult to execute though.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. Hey, Gary Neville is the best managerial appointment ever, Jim?
No. I think managers are. I mean, this is a very diplomatic statement. Managers have a life. He's very, very good. Of course, he is. But no, I think that he.
I think that Dad's been very kind here. I think where Dad's saying, and obviously managed for a long time, is that look, he's a little bit unproven at that level. Obviously, he was an outstanding player. accolades, so he'll be respected in the dressing room for his playing career. He's been a pundit for the last 3 or 4 years where he's been very, very good and very well respected. He's been an assistant to Roy Hodgson for the English national team, so again, he's got some experience there. But to take over a professional club that plays week in, week out in a completely different domestic competition where you've got minimal experience is going to be really challenging.
Yeah.
The fact that Phil Neville has been there, and is already in there. He's got a lot of feedback. Obviously, Peter Lim is the owner of the club. They've got different investments. I think I'm excited to see how it goes, and I hope it works for him. But he's putting himself out there, and he's backing himself.
Overtime here or what?
He's backing himself. I think that's what he said. He said, it's time for me to prove myself, so good on him.
Next topic, minute on the clock. On the clock? The next question is about Jurgen Klopp. Minute on the clock. Jurgen Klopp will not see out the end of the season.
Oh, that's a little bit harsh. I think it was obviously a wake-up call, a little blip that they've had recently. But look, I think he's definitely going to see out the end of the season. We see the January transfer window creeping up. I think he's going to make some changes. I think what he's achieved so far in the short time he's been with Liverpool has been outstanding, given the fact that he's working with exactly the same group of players. He's got that ambition to want to try and improve the players as opposed to buy and sell many players, which he said he will do. But the fact that he's only been there for 10 weeks, they're not going to get rid of him before the end of the year. No chance.
If they do, that's a reflection on the club. For me, it's no matter who you are and what you do in any time, you're not a magician. And 10 weeks is ridiculous, to even make decisions on that now. A person has to be able to be thrown at, have his failures, have his successes, and then be able to find a way through.
Next topic.
Just ask Gary Monk now at Swansea.
I know. That's sad.
10 weeks ago, he's going to be the next England manager.
Yeah, I mean, a number of English managers, like Nigel Pearson, I can think of him.
Yeah.
Next topic, so you guys have to go very shortly. Singapore will never qualify for a World Cup. Jim?
Well, again, it's a big statement. I totally disbelieve that. I totally disbelieve it. And again, I have to spread the message. I started coming to Singapore many years ago when they had the Tiger Fives for futsal. And I was astounded at the individual skill level of Singaporean players. They don't have the physicality, and if I offend anybody, I'm very, very sorry about that, but it's a reality. But I really sincerely do believe that if Singapore invests in futsal in a very, very big way, it will transfer through and relate and come through into their outdoor football. Again, I think administration has to be professional. You have to get top-line coaches here to have them, but from the skill level, I rate the basic skill level of Singaporeans with any country in the world, and that includes Brazilians.
You've got to change the culture and belief in the young kids and the parents, though.
Exactly.
They've got to be passionate about football. They've got to want to do it. It's different in South American countries like, I'm going a bit over time, but Uruguay, where there's only a population of 3 million.
Yeah.
They grow up and walk out of bed. The first thing they want to do is kick a football. The next thing they want to do is think about representing their country. You're not seeing that in Singapore.
And Singapore has to realise, the parents have to realise that being a professional footballer is a business. It's just not nice to do something. So you can, by all means, have your education, and as PJ's got high distinction MBAs and so forth, but when you go through, football is a business. From playing to administration, that's what sport is. Sorry. I did go overboard.
Don't be sorry, guys, but I have realised something, Nick, that whenever I go out with the Roberts next time, I'm going to carry a buzzer with me. Get them to shut up straight away. Right, final topic. We've been playing 10 topics, 10 minutes with PJ Roberts and Jim Roberts. The final statement. Shebby Singh is the best TV pundit in Southeast Asia.
Mate, love Shebs. Love working with him. Worked with Shebs 10, 11, 12 years ago when I first started. And one thing about Shebby, love him or hate him, and he does polarise opinion, is that he does not care. He says what he thinks, and he says it very, very clearly. And doesn't matter who's listening, doesn't matter who he's working with, he gets out there and says it how it is. So for me, I don't think you can say a pundit. I mean, obviously, I get appraised by a lot of people. Everyone's got their own opinion. You've got to have an opinion. How you form that opinion and you construct that and communicate that is how you do it. Not everyone's going to like what you say. But look, for Shebby, I think he's great fun, to be honest. I know he polarises opinion, but I think he's great fun. He's actually working with him tomorrow night, and I always look forward to working with him because you know there's always going to be a couple of interesting things that come out of his mouth.
And I think football needs people like that. You know, it's very easy to get up in front of the media. It's very easy to do things and follow a script and do all that sort of stuff. But you need somebody in a position who's like him.
Analysis both local and abroad. Download our Red Card Live app or go onto our website redcardsportsradio.com.